So I got a call today from a friend of mine, Josh Griffin. Man, me and this cat go way back. Josh used to work with me over at a company that I own called BioPoint. Before I even get started, let me say this, man. This is a guy with some passion right here. This is a guy that's willing literally to die for what he believes in. He's a winner through and through. Trust me on that. I've gut checked this guy at least 100 times. Ain't no quitting this guy. You know what I'm saying? And there also ain't no finishing second in this guy. He's not the type of guy that makes excuses. One of the things that I respect most about him is the fact that he's a fighter. He's got something inside his heart. He has a compelling reason why he does what he does. He wants to win. He wants his team to win. He's always been that way. But in my conversation with him today, Josh was talking to me a little bit about leadership. He was talking to me a little bit about sales, about negotiating. And we're having this conversation, and he's telling me he's a little bit behind right now. He's talking about his team. He expresses to me he's got the greatest team in existence, and I'm asking him, hey, any weak links? He's saying absolutely not. My team is stronger than battery acid. And I said, okay, you got the right accumulation of people. We're looking at this formula for success, and all of a sudden it occurs to me, if you're behind the 8 ball, that's okay. It doesn't matter where you start. What's important is where you finish. I know what you're thinking. You're laughing right now. You're saying, hey, wait a minute. This ain't the first time I've heard this. Well, nothing that ever comes out of my mouth is original. And I even say in my book that most of the stuff I talk about goes all the way back to 400 BC. There's no new concepts here. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Some people understand the concept that we're not losing, we're not behind, we're just going to have to work a little bit harder. That's all. We got to work a little bit harder. And if you're in the sales profession, you're in the no business, period. You're in the no business. In my whole life, whether it be sales or negotiating, I always looked at it this way. If I can get 100 no's, then I'm guaranteed to get a few yeses. So my goal has never, ever been to get yeses. My goal has always been to get no's. Because in order for me to go out and maximize my no's, all I have to do is work. And I'll tell you this, anybody that knows me will tell you that you're going to have to kill me to beat me. You will literally have to kill me to beat me because it's the only way to stop. Because I know one thing beyond the shadow of a doubt. You will not outwork me. Period. I will not be outworked. No one can outwork me. That's the one thing that I control. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm not the fastest guy in the world. I'm not the best sales guy in the world. I'm not the best closer in the world. But you will not outwork me. That's a guarantee. And let me tell you why that is. My why, my compelling reason why is so strong that I cannot even conjure it up or think about it without crying. Simply just can't. That emotion is so strong that I'm willing to do whatever it takes to not embarrass my family, to bring home a second place trophy, to have someone from my past say, I told you so, or to be sitting around thinking about how I almost made it. Just simply not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So I know the first question is, what is a compelling reason why? Well, I have people say to me all the time, Stephen, I want to be rich. That's my reason why I want to do what I do. Well, being rich is an outcome. It's not a why. It's not a motivator. Because you see, adversity is going to show up every single day and punch your freaking mouth loose. The question is, why do you get back up? When you've heard no 100 times, what makes you go out and get in another 20 calls? What is it? What gets you out of bed an hour early? What keeps you up at night? Well, it has to be your why. And if your why is, I want to win President's Club, or I want a couple extra dollars, or I want to make my bonus, that's not going to get it done. Let me share with you a couple of my whys, because I don't just have one. My children are my why. My two little girls, which are 13 and 15 now, but I look at them as if they're 2 and 3 years old, vulnerable, and they're looking up to me, and they're looking up to me like I'm Superman. Like, Dad will never, ever, ever let anything happen to us. Dad is the man. Dad's going to handle whatever comes his way. We will always be safe. Man, there ain't no way in hell I'm going to have my kids looking at me like Dad fell short. No, 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 no. See, that would hurt me. See, I can't have that happen. Let me tell you another why I have. Along the way throughout my life, people have told me along this journey that I could not do something. I wasn't capable of doing something. I wasn't smart enough. I had the wrong circumstances. I didn't go to the right college. I come from the wrong place. That success, and my definition of success, was unattainable simply because of mysterious factors that I didn't control. Well, there's no way in hell I bump into any of those people today, tomorrow, next year, 20 years from now, and they look at me and even remotely think to themselves, I told you so. It's the opposite. I wake up every morning and I pray that I run into one of 20 people just so I can say, F you, I'm me, and you're not. I worked my way to the top. I thought about you every single day and prayed that I would run into you today just so you could see me living the way that I'm living and doing the things that I'm doing, and you're over there where you're at doing what you're doing. You fell short. You never had it. You weren't capable. You didn't want it bad enough. And I told you back then that you could never, ever outwork me. Period. Period. That's just the way it is. So I will not be outworked. I have a compelling reason why I do the things I do. The third why that I have is my team, man. I understand that I would be nothing in life without my team. I have the strongest team on the planet, period. People look to me for guidance and leadership every single day. I'm not letting those people down. They're putting it on the line for me. I'm going to give them everything I have. And let me tell you something, people. If you ever hear that Stephen Nalley quit or Stephen Nalley didn't put out 100%, chances are you're reading it in my obituary because my funeral was last week. Because there is no quit in me. I'm not letting my team down. You want a reason to rally? You want a reason to be great? That right there's a good enough reason anyway, by itself. Team goal. Meaning if this team does not succeed, it sure as hell isn't going to be because I slacked off on a Wednesday. I tell you that right now. You know what I'm saying? My man Josh was telling me about this phenomenal team he had. You know, he's telling me all about Meyer, Susanne, John, Charity, Joy, Brian, Sean, Caleb, Howard, Dana, Giselle. You know, and I'm thinking, man, that's the kind of team I want to go to war with. You know? And he's just pouring out from his heart about how blessed he is to have this team. You know, this team that wants so bad to win. But then he says in the same breath, man, we're a little bit behind. We fell a little bit behind. We got to get caught up. And I said, Josh, you got to tap into each one of these individuals. And each one of them needs to ask themselves, what is their compelling reason why? And that why has to be so strong that the mere thought of it, the mere thought of letting that individual down or giving in to an individual which has betrayed them or wronged them in their life, the emotion would be so strong that they would cry. They have to tap into that reason why. And if they can't find that reason why, then I'll give you a why. Because the goal that your team has set is sacred. That goal is sacred. Standing on that stage at the end of the year saying we're number one is sacred. The question is, who's the weak link? That's what it comes down to. Because if every single person put forth the max effort to get there, you're not only going to get there, you're going to blow away the competition so hard. And I know You got self-imposed limitations or circumstances and excuses. My product's not as strong. The doctors don't like my product as much as they like the competitor's product. You know, we're not on formulary. I mean, I could go on and on and on. My district's too large. I got too many call points. I have no access to my physicians or my offices or whatever that might be. Those are self-imposed limitations and those are excuses. You got to get those out of your head. Because the truth of the matter is, if right now you're working 40 hours a week and you're not getting it done, take your shit to 50. And if at 50 hours you're still not getting it done, take it to 60 and then 70 and then 80. Do this for me. When the whole entire team is in the ER at the local medical facility due to exhaustion, dehydration, and malnutrition, at that point, possibly consider defeat. Now, I still wouldn't. You'd see me run around making sales calls with IVs hanging out of my arm, with a doctor on my left and a personal nurse on the right, okay? Because I don't understand what losing is. I don't even know what second place is. I don't know what that feels like. But I'll tell you this, look around to the people next to you and the people on your team and ask yourself this, okay? Is this somebody I want to go to war with? And if you see somebody you want to go to battle with, if you see somebody by your side that you know is going to give 130%, then let me tell you something. You better be willing to give 150%. That's right. I'm talking about giving back what they gave and then give them a little something extra. Because that is going to motivate all the way down the line. How do we get from point A to point B? We get to work. Your excuses are bullshit. Know that right now. Your self-imposed limitations are bullshit. Your circumstances are bullshit. Every possible reason that you have that you're not succeeding is something that you have created through osmosis. Now get this, and this is important, okay? God created all of us equal, okay? And then circumstances came along, which means we're no longer equal. Some of us are selling a better product than others. Some of us have a better territory than others. But guess what? We all have equal opportunity. Me, I come from Putnam County, from a mill town. Wasn't supposed to succeed. Was supposed to go work for a mill, okay? That's why I have a net worth of $156 million, and I'm just getting started. I didn't accept the bare minimum. I said, I can defeat my competitor by working 80 hours a week. Oh, yeah, let's work 100. Because I would rather die than betray my why. It's not going to happen. So if you find that you're a tad bit behind, or hell, maybe you're a long way behind, you don't win the race by jogging. You run the race by running faster. And if you're still behind, you run even faster. You don't control your product. You don't control your market. You don't control your environment. You don't control any of that. What you do control is your output. You control your output. You control your ability to be a co-teammate. You control the ability to motivate the people around you. Because I got to tell you, man, I see a lot of leaders in this team. And I asked Josh, I said, hey, if you died in a car wreck tomorrow, who on your team could take over for you? And he said, Stephen, honestly, all of them. And I said, well, damn, man. So you're right. You got the best team on the product. You got the best team on the planet. But right now, looks like you've ran into some circumstances. Slap circumstances in the face and outwork it. You understand that success happens when our why exceeds our adversity. Our adversity is our circumstances. It's our product. It's our competitor. It's our physician population or the buying population. Okay? Maybe our product is inferior to our competitor's product. I don't know. We didn't get into that. But let's say it is. Well, guess what? You're going to have to sell twice as hard. You're going to have to make twice as many calls. to get to the same place that the guy with the superior product has. The question is, are you willing to go through it? Because I'm going to tell you right now, success, the road to success is paved through hell. Winners are always willing to walk through the fire to get to the other side, 100% of the time. Somebody asked me recently what the definition to adversity was, and my mind went blank. And I said, I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen adversity. And they're like, what are you talking about? This happened, that happened. You've been through this, you've been through that. I'm like, yeah, I didn't even realize that. I forgot. I was too busy working. I don't have circumstances. I don't have self-imposed limitations. I have passion. I have ambition. And most importantly, I have a compelling reason why I do the things that I do. So I say this to you. Put the excuses in a bag. Take them bullshit circumstances and set them on fire. Get your work boots on. Get your overalls on. Get your broom out and start sweeping. Start cleaning your own house. And I promise you this. If you go out there and you give a max effort every single day, and a max effort is what you think a max effort is, plus another 50%, you'll be standing on that stage at the end of the year. And trust me, you'll be a better person for it. And you'll be looking at all those people standing out there as you're smiling and thinking, I outworked you. People will begin to ask you what your secret is, what your pitch is, how do you close? You're the best salesperson I ever met. And you can lie to them and tell them whatever kind of bullshit you want to, but you will know deep down inside, I just simply outwork people, period. You see, I worked in pharmaceutical sales way back in the day. I was number one in my company. I did walk that stage. And the truth of the matter is everybody I competed against made 15, 16 calls a day. I made 40 calls a day. I didn't care what my company said the standard was. Oh, Steven, you're required to make 14 or 15 calls a day. I make 40 because I'm in this shit to win it. I'm not in this thing to get a check. No. My name's got to be at the top of the list. It's got to be, because I need my enemies to see my name up there. I need my kids to see my name up there. I need my mother to see my name up there. That's why it's important to me. Because to me, winning is not just something, it's everything. What do you do it for? A paycheck? Man, I get a paycheck at McDonald's. I got passion about what I do. I must win. And if what Josh tells me is true, then I know that you guys want to win too. The question is, how do you do it? Well, you start by banding together and deciding as a team that you're willing to walk through that fire and come out the other side. No matter what happens, no matter what comes your way, no matter what adversity hits, no matter what your competition does, no matter if it rains, sleet, hail, hurricane, fire, it doesn't matter. You're willing to face it together, and you're going to give 150%. And if you do that, I promise you that you will be successful. At the end of the day, you will be on top, and you will unlock the biggest mystery that this world has ever known. And I'm shocked that people don't already know this. Okay? The secret to success is hard work. That's it. There it is. That is the difference between somebody living paycheck to paycheck and somebody being a billionaire. Right there. Hard work. And you can lay that luck shit on me if you want to, but the harder you work, the luckier you get. Period. And let's not forget, and everybody knows this, everybody knows that Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. This Michael Jordan we talking about, he got cut from his high school basketball team. Do you think he was behind or he was ahead? Michael Jordan woke up the next day and said, I've got to get to work. I got to get to work because I want to be the greatest basketball player that ever lived. But now I've got this first bit of adversity. I got to make this varsity team. I have to make the varsity team. I have to work harder. I'm not working hard enough to accomplish my goals. My goals require more of me. I can't get it done doing what I call the bare minimum. And the bare minimum is more than what everybody else is doing. That's only natural. I've got to step up to the plate because my calling is here. Opportunity is knocking on my door. And when opportunity knocks on my door, I open the door and I tell opportunity to have a seat next to the other 10 opportunities because I created every single one of them through hard work. So if you want to win, you have to establish a winning attitude, and that's what winners do. You know, and I'm telling you right now, you got the right guy in your corner. You got the right guy in your corner, man, because if I could choose a team leader tomorrow, Josh Griffin's who I choose every single time. I know that because he's not only a friend, but he worked for me. The man's got character. He's got heart. He's got everything that you need to get to where you need to go. You know? And let me tell you something else. Y'all need to be pushing him too. You need to be pushing him too, because you know what? When you start putting in 150%, he's going to have to put in 200%. That's it. It's that simple. Peace. I'm out.